And I get, because, we downloaded the thing wanting to use the, like, basically Dreamcast costume, but I would say, especially because the game literally has something called the Dreamcast era, I would say we should go back to normal for 5 minutes and then toggle the costume back on when you get there.
Ah, that music takes me back. Sonic 2 is a crap game, I said it, fight me, motherfuckers.
Well, remember, and like I said, I will go on about this throughout this entire thing, because I have opinions. You say that like it would be a hot take, but remember, when we basically were in the Sonic was never good, phase...
Speechules!
When we were in the Sonic was never good phase of the internet, at saying that, oh, even the classic games are bad, that wasn't a hot take.
Yeah.
Woo! But now, now, because, we have Frontiers was good, Superstars was also, generally okay, and then this was a good port, and then besides that we have, the movies and shit are generally seen as good. Because we're now at a point where Sonic actually, is in a good, favorable light again, which still amazes me. I thought this game would have succumbed to the Sonic anchoring like all other games, but it somehow didn't. It dodged the allegations. How the fuck did a Sonic game dodge the allegations at launch? That doesn't happen.
Can I S-rank this thing? S-rank.
You're going to probably get mostly S-ranks until you get to the, Dreamcast era.
Well, I like the ranking system. It's time, and then you need a perfect bonus. Any minute now, Chemical Plant.
How do you change the costume? Can you do that in-game, or would we have to, exit the... Because game settings, sound, control, display. Because it doesn't look like it's anywhere in game, so...
Looks like you have...
So if you were going to do that, you would have to, save...
It auto-saves.
Okay.
The game's...
Yeah, I know it auto-saves. It's just one of those whenever you have a manual save feature.
Game progress to the last point. If I really wanted to...
that's just the type of thing I do for...
I know.
For Paranoia.
Right. We'll disable it for 5 minutes.
And then turn it back on in the adventure, in the Dreamcast era, because that's funny.
Oh, no, you have to exit.
Like I said,
Damn it, this feels bootleggy.
Because what the game is doing on the back end, this menu is basically a launcher. This menu is basically a launcher for the two separate games.
Also, please don't talk about Sonic's back end. Stop.
Original.
Also, it's an original mix, but that was Shadow the Hedgehog music mixed into the...
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course it would have, Westopolis or something mixed into it.
That's a game I also defend. I mean... We are the weirdos that said Sonic Superstars, and, Forces were okay?
No, the thing with Superstars, most people's opinion of Superstars was the game itself is okay. It's just the problem is the boss fights, and especially the final bosses. Most people said the game outside of that was perfectly fine and, perfectly mid. Superstars didn't really get a lot of, like, a super lot of hate. Most people said that the, like, biggest problem with the game was the boss fights. Which I can halfway agree with, but I thought about this at some point later, and I don't remember if I ever said this in the middle of Superstars. The problem you people have with Superstars of the boss fights being too long, Sonic Mania actually has the exact same problem for its second act bosses. Where several of the second act bosses in Mania are designed the same way, where you can't just hit them, you have to do something specific to damage them, meaning those fights drag like a motherfucker. But none of you complained when Mania did it.
Yeah.
You know, I make a joke about how I wonder how...
Damn it.
I made a joke about I wonder how this game was able to avoid, like, the allegations and everything, and it's like, how do we get a Sonic game released to, like, unanimous praise, but because I was just shitting on Mania? I honestly do wonder if it's because of Generations, like, dangling the keys of nostalgia in your face. And not just that, it would also be nostalgia for Generations. Though I feel like if something like that was the case, Colors Ultimate wouldn't have been shit on, but that was also a bad port. So it's like, because, you know, this is a good, like, functional port, and shit, it was actually able to, like, get actual good reviews. So much so, the current fucking banner for the official Sonic YouTube channel, it's of course a banner advertising the, you know, Shadow Generations, because this is the newest game. But it's not just advertising it, they're showing a bunch of, like, 9s and 10s review scores.
Yes.
Like, this never happens. I feel like I stepped into fucking Bizarro.
Bizarro World.
Or maybe this just shows that people or realized YouTube critics are not infallible gods and are subject to as many bad takes as everyone else. I guess everyone just finally realized Egoraptor is a fraud and should not be taken seriously.
Alright. Might get a lower rank, but...
Okay, the thing is, for the most part, unless you end up literally taking like 10 minutes or something, in most stages, as long as you don't die, you're probably going to consistently get A's or maybe B's. You're only going to go below that if you either die repeatedly or take for fucking ever.
Yes.
Hence why most people on a first playthrough end up normally taking, like, getting a C or a D on Modern Planet West, because that can take like 10 fucking minutes when you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
No! That's right. I don't think I deserve that F.
No, you don't. Maybe people are right. Maybe the ranking system is too forgiving.
So our lives just off.
From my understanding, yes.
Good!
This is definitely a chemical plant.
While I do like that, I will admit the one problem I do have when you have a re-release of a game that, like, had lives, and you take lives out, is like, now, what do the lives that were placed in the levels do? The, like, alternate paths for lives are now kind of rendered redundant. Now, I suppose we're just replaced with, like, a large ring bonus, or now lives give you, like, a bunch of points, making, like, getting S ranks easier or something.
S rank is beat the time and don't die. Points don't matter.
You saved me, Sonic.
Okay, the points technically matter, it's just, like, the...
No, they don't.
No, I said technically because I believe what it is I think it is a score, but it's the perfect bonus, and the being under the one-time threshold give you such a multiplier, it basically guarantees it.
No, it is time. Because back in the day, people complained it's too easy. It's not your score. if you get a good enough time bonus, you get an A rank, and if you get a good enough time and didn't die, you get a perfect bonus, you get an S. It's time for the question of the day, and my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, what is your overall opinion on the ranking system in this game? A lot of people think the ranking system in this game is a bit too easy, but in my opinion, the ranking system is fine, with one small caveat where I kind of wish that you didn't need a perfect bonus in order to get an S rank, but I understand why they decided to do that. It basically means in order to get better at the game, you need to beat a stage without dying, which I don't think is the worst stipulation ever. However, at points that does feel somewhat cheap, but overall, I think this ranking system is phenomenal. And I know that Carson was wrong. It has nothing to do with points. As long as you get a certain time, you get a certain rank. So in order to improve your ranks, you need to get a faster time. And when you achieve the fastest possible time, you need to do that without dying. And I do think that's not the worst system. So overall, I really do love this ranking system, with the one small caveat that bothers me a little bit, and it's the fact that you need to play each stage in the game without dying, which really isn't the hardest thing to do, but at the same time, it does bother me that a single death can cost you an S rank, and that goal of not dying sometimes feels a bit arbitrary, but overall, I love the fact that the ranks are based on time, because I feel like in a game series about going fast, the ranks for a stage should be about going fast, while some people act like the ranks are too easy. I feel like if you can beat the stage really fast, you deserve a high rank, because the point of Sonic is going fast. I've always hated ranking systems that are based on points, because that feels like it's even more arbitrary and stupid, whereas this ranking system is incredibly direct, and by having the one singular goal of needing a perfect bonus, that means you need to go fast, but you also need to not die while going fast, and collectively that's pretty interesting for a ranking system. While it can be incredibly easy, I do think this makes the most sense out of any other ranking system across this franchise, because that means you basically improve by playing the stages enough where you get faster, which I think is a good logical conclusion for a Sonic game. And I wish all Sonic games decided to rank you on your overall time, because I feel like that is the best metric to rank you in a Sonic game. A series known for a character going fast rewards you for going fast. This is surprisingly rare, but I'm starting to ramble. You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. All of my social media links, as well as my Discord links, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. if you subscribe to the channel. And if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So, as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, everybody. I hope you'll come back someday. See you later.